May I have a motion to accept the resignation of Dr. Pascal Mubenga as Superintendent of Schools, which Dr. Mubenga presented to the board today, effective immediately.
And we begin tonight at 11 with that breaking news you just heard from the Buffalo Board of Education, a drastic and immediate change coming for Buffalo Public Schools. Pascal Mubenga has now resigned from his position as Buffalo School Superintendent less than a year after taking the job. Let's send it right now to the newsroom tonight, where 2 on your side's Nate Benson has more on this breaking news story and the future of Buffalo Public Schools. Nate, what's the latest?
Yeah, good evening, Scott. To say this was a sudden decision is an understatement. I'm told that as of this afternoon, Dr. Mubenga was in contract talks with the Buffalo Teachers Federation leadership, and to the surprise of a lot of people in the district, resigned just hours later. Nobody saw this coming.
Next month will be a year, so really excited. Yeah. I came here optimistic, and I'll remain optimistic.
That was BPS Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga last Tuesday talking with our Claudine Ewing, almost celebrating the fact that on August 14th he would be marking 1 year since he was sworn in as superintendent of the $1 billion+, 30,000+ student school district. But his hiring was first announced and approved by the Board of Education on July 22nd of last year. And during his introductory press conference, he outlined what he considered his strengths as a district leader.
I have been known as a leader who supports principals, empowers educators, and turn around schools and districts facing deep challenges.
But 11 months later, Dr. Mubenga has resigned. Sources telling 2 on your side that they were completely shocked by the decision, with another source saying that they did not see it coming. His resignation came during a special meeting where the Board of Education met to discuss the selection of a new North District board member. In fact, the last 2 months have been marred with questions about the district and board leadership among growing controversies. At the end of May, the general counsel and 2 associate counsels for the district resigned. In June, a heated board meeting led to shouting matches between board members and the public and each other. On top of that, a sexual harassment investigation into a Board of Education member and the resignation of a Board of Education member in June. And now the leader of the Queen City's billion-dollar education system has resigned.
Totally blindsided by it.
Buffalo Teachers Federation President Rich Nigro met with Dr. Mubenga Monday afternoon.
We had negotiations just this afternoon, and I had there was no inkling of anything. Everything was business as usual. Seemed like standard fare. I didn't get any kind of signs that anything was going to be announced. Certainly not news like this. So
I asked Nigro if the district is in crisis, given everything that's going on with investigations and resignations.
I feel like we're stuck in the mud.
He says that transparency around Dr. Mubenga's resignation from the board will be vital for the public.
There was the Richard High claims last year, accusations about cover up and transparency. There was the resignation of a board member, and she used the word transparency, and among other things. If these things are being spoken out into the air by folks, the last thing it would behoove you to do the opposite and say, no, that isn't the case.
Our Claudine Ewing asked Dr. Mubenga about transparency last week during her interview with him.
One of the things I think was brought up was transparency. Things may be happening and people just aren't aware. Is that something that the district needs to do a better job of?
I think I'll be the wrong person to answer that question. That will be up to the board president, the board leadership to be able to answer that question. But the only play to me that I'm going to ask our board, if they are well organized, they're handling the board business really well, that's going to have a positive impact in the operation of the whole district, which is going to have impact in the classroom.
Now, as for what happens next, the board approved the appointment of Dr. Ebony Prophet-Bullock as the interim superintendent of schools effective tomorrow, July 14th. It's unclear right now if Dr. Mubenga is receiving any severance package that was negotiated with his initial contract. I reached out to the district for clarity on that. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.